Will we get additional Battlefield 1 content after the last DLC is released? Before we go deeper into this topic, I just want to remind you that the whole video is based on my own speculations and my own experience with the Battlefield series. Which means that there's always a possibility that I will be completely wrong with all of the things I say, and in the end, the whole thing will go into the opposite direction. Having said that, we all know that sadly, Battlefield 1's life cycle is coming to an end. We are getting the last DLC, the Apocalypse one, in the February, and after that, there is no further content promised by DICE or EA to be released. And by saying new content, naturally I mean content such as maps, new weapons, factions, and new gadgets, all of the stuff that's been implemented to Battlefield 1 with new DLCs. I optimistically assume that the basic content, such as monthly updates, new community missions or battle pack revisions, will still be going and will be replaced from time to time. But what about this more interesting content? New maps, new weapons, preferably for all Battlefield 1 players since the premium life cycle just ended or will end with the last DLC release, so then what's next? Well, first of all, I think it's safe to assume that we will get night operations, meaning Nivel Knights and the Freeze the Terror. I'm sorry for my pronunciation of this map, but those two will get connected together and create one night operation. It's been already hinted by some DICE developers on the official Battlefield stream when they were asked about those night operation skins that are coming to the game. Then all of this would actually make sense and would explain why DICE decided to give those two night maps away for free to everyone who owns BF1. But this wouldn't be completely new. Alright, we already got to play on those maps for a couple of months, and adding a new game mode isn't really that big of a deal. Of course, I would be happy, extremely happy, because I've always wanted more operations in BF1, and I always get upset when we get new maps, but no operations game mode on them. I know that majority of you is probably hoping for the support that Battlefield 4 got after its premium life cycle ended, where DICE added new maps for all players. Everyone could play on them. You didn't need premium, you didn't need to pay anything extra, it was just free. And this is the point where I kind of have mixed feelings with BF1, because such thing didn't happen with Battlefield 3. And Battlefield 3 had a 2-year life cycle. Then Battlefield 4, after that, had a 3-year life cycle, because Battlefield Hardline came out in the meantime, and obviously DICE couldn't release BF1 and Battlefield Hardline at the same time. That wouldn't make much sense. And now, because of those facts, it is actually hard for me to judge if Battlefield 4 got this extra content because it got longer life cycle, or because it just became a standard that developers keep adding new content even after the game is pretty much finished. At this point, for me, it's a 50-50 guess, because either I say that they will add something, or I say that they won't add anything, and in the end, time will tell. But I think that there is a possibility that we will see some extra map added to the game later. Maybe not as many as with Battlefield 4, but I think that we could get one extra map, for example. I'm kind of assuming and hoping for it at the same time, because with the last DLC, the Apocalypse one, we are getting only 3 new maps in fact, for the infantry and vehicles. Yes, granted, we do get 2 other maps for the air superiority, or air assault, however this game mode is called in this game, but those maps are literally taken out of single player campaign and put into the multiplayer. Of course, I knew DICE had to design game mode for it, that's obvious, but still, those maps aren't really that brand new because they were already in campaign. And there are no buildings, there is no structure on those maps, there is only sky, and that's where the action takes place. So it kind of would be nice for players who play infantry or vehicles, but the ground vehicles mainly, to have some other maps added. Of course, I'm not saying I want 10 new maps, but 1 or 2. It would be nice, guys, why not? But there is one more thing that literally has to be mentioned in this discussion, especially for those of you guys who didn't play Battlefield games before Battlefield 1. Because in those games, after the premium life cycle ended, after some time, DICE, or EA, however you want to call it, they were giving away premium for all players. It was free. Maybe not exactly giving away premium, but they were giving away all of the DLCs and you didn't have to pay anything. They used to call it in a fancy way, and those were events that lasted 1 or 2 weeks, I'm not sure now, but it was quite a long time for such event, during which the DLC was free and you were able to claim it either on Origin or console stores, however those are called. I have no idea, I don't play on console, but after you added it into your library, it stayed there forever. And you always had access to the content from this DLC, meaning both new maps, weapons, or even gadgets, if those were present in the DLC. They weren't given away all at the same time, it was kind of like one DLC for a week or two, you could claim it, then this event ended, and they moved on to the next DLC. Again, it was free for a week or two, and then they moved on to the next one. I'm almost 100% certain that the exact same thing will happen with BF1, because it's been the case with Battlefield Hardline, and then previously Battlefield 4 and even Battlefield 3. Why wouldn't it be the same with Battlefield 1 then? But as I said at the beginning of this video, guys, those are only my personal speculations and nothing is confirmed yet, so in the end, there is a possibility that I'll be completely wrong. So don't take it for granted, at least for now, but let me know what do you think about this. Do you think we will get more content, or maybe the Apocalypse DLC is the last update we will get for Battlefield 1? Write down the comment, and as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield!